Welcome back, America. I'm your host, Leo, and today I have someone truly special, a man who served in Vietnam, a man who spent decades inside the federal government, a man who has watched 5 different administrations from the inside: Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden, and has lived to tell you what actually went on behind the headlines. People talk about corruption. People talk about incompetence. People talk about government failing the people. But today I brought someone who actually saw it, someone who won't sugarcoat anything. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Neil.
Thank you, Leo. And let me say this clear. I didn't come here to play politics. I came here to talk about what really happened. The stuff that's already public record, but most Americans never hear broken down by someone who lived through it. I've worked under Democrats and Republicans. I've seen the best and worst of both. I've seen decisions that saved lives, and I've seen incompetence.
Let's start with the 90s, the Clinton years. What did you see from the inside?
The Clinton administration was the beginning of something big. Globalization. We were shutting down American factories left and right because NAFTA and China trade deals made foreign labor dirt cheap. People don't understand this. We told entire American towns, sorry, your jobs are gone forever. I was in the agency when we reported the job loss projections. Everyone in the building knew what was coming, but Wall Street loved it, so the train kept moving.
So when people say NAFTA hurt the working class, that's real?
100% real. The reports exist, the numbers exist, entire cities got hollowed out, and that economic damage didn't show up until 10 to 15 years later. That's how your 2016 political earthquake started. Clinton also shrunk the military dramatically after the Cold War. We cut bases, we cut programs, we cut support. That hurt readiness later. And everyone knows the scandal that led to impeachment. I don't need to repeat it. That consumed the government for a year. Productivity died. Agencies froze. Everything stalled.
Now let's get into something heavy. Bush, 9/11, Iraq, and Afghanistan.
Bush's first year was quiet. Then 9/11 changed everything overnight. I was inside a federal building when the second plane hit. Phones instantly lit up. Within hours, the Patriot Act drafting began. It was fast, too fast. That created some of the biggest surveillance expansions in American history. Then came Iraq. Leo, I want people to hear this clearly. Everyone inside the government knew the WMD intelligence was uncertain. We said it in the reports. We said it in the briefings. The public never got that nuance. Iraq became a generational disaster. Trillions spent, thousands of American lives, and a destabilized Middle East.
And Afghanistan?
Afghanistan was necessary at first. The Taliban were sheltering Al-Qaeda, but the mission creep turned it into a 20-year war. And don't forget Katrina. The failures weren't a secret. FEMA was underprepared, undermanned, and underfunded.
Now Obama? People either praise him or criticize him. What did you see?
Obama inherited a collapsing economy. The Recovery Act kept things from falling apart. The auto bailout, controversial but it saved the industry. The Affordable Care Act? Great on coverage, chaotic on execution. But let me tell you what didn't get enough attention. The explosion of drone operations. It reduced American casualties, but it increased civilian casualty controversies overseas. Lots of ethical debates inside the government. Real ones. And yes, the rise of ISIS partly came from the power vacuum left in Iraq. Also, Russia started interfering with American politics during this time, not as deep as later years, but the foundation was there.
You've said this before. Trump's administration surprised you.
Yes, look, I didn't vote for him in 2016. But I'll be honest, he broke the stale patterns in Washington. Pre-COVID, the economy was extremely strong. That's not opinion. That's Bureau of Labor Statistics data. Unemployment was at record lows for multiple groups. Manufacturing started returning in some sectors. The Abraham Accords, people don't talk about this enough. Those peace agreements were historic. But there was chaos too. Internal conflict, rapid turnover, COVID hit, and everything changed. Some decisions helped, Operation Warp Speed, some decisions hurt, messaging inconsistencies. But one thing that's true, Trump shattered political complacency.
Now, the Biden era, a lot of people feel the country changed dramatically.
It did. Biden inherited COVID fallout, but the Afghanistan withdrawal was a disaster. That's not political opinion. That's documented by bipartisan reports and Inspector General reviews. People forget Trump, Obama, and Bush all set the stage for withdrawal, but Biden executed it. And the execution failed. Inflation skyrocketed, partly global, partly domestic. Stimulus spending plus supply chain issues hit all at once. Ukraine war? Massive geopolitical shift. Billions spent, NATO strengthened, Russia isolated. The border situation, it reached numbers never seen before. That's documented by CBP. But there were also wins. CHIPS Act, rebuilding semiconductor production. Infrastructure Act, repairing long-neglected systems. This administration is complicated. A mix of major progress and major failures.
Neil, after all these decades in the system, what's the biggest truth people don't understand?
That government is not some all-powerful mastermind. It's messy, it's human, it makes mistakes, big ones, and the public rarely sees how those mistakes were made. Also, every administration inherits the consequences of the last one.
Mr. Neil, thank you for your honesty, your service, and your courage. Americans need to hear the truth, not conspiracies, but the real story behind what shaped this country. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Leo. And thank you to the American people. Stay informed, stay awake, and never stop asking questions.